Oh, we got 5 minutes. We'll give it just a few more minutes. 3 minutes, okay. You're right, 3 minutes.
5 minutes towards the end, I'll give you a 5.
Yeah.
And then this will, you want 1 minute, a 5, and then this is.
You're done.
Yeah, the thing.
I got it. Okay. And Paul? That's 4, right? Okay. Got it. Thank you. Good afternoon, everybody. I think we're about right almost at 2:30, but I'll get started. My name is John Williams. I'm a Director of Business Development, Government Programs for T-Second. And I'm going to tell you about T-Second's technology and about the challenges we hope to be solving. So you can kind of see the bottom line up front. We're a hardware company, and our technology is based on hyperconverged, meaning multiple things going on in the box. Ruggedized, low swap, space, weight, and power, high performance, and very dense or compact. So this is a little bit about the company. Somebody else put together these slides, so I'm not going to go through this sales stuff. But we're a startup out of San Jose, California, and you can see that's our mission is AI deployment and also dense storage collection at the edge. And we specialize in, we designed to build into deployment into DDoS type environments, denied, disrupted, intermittent environments. So just some of our partnerships here. You can see Curtis Wright and other companies here that we're partnering with. So just real quickly, one of the things that this technology is used for, we call this our most visible customer. Is everybody familiar with the Sphere out in Las Vegas? This huge thing that glows at night? Well, the reason this technology was possible was in part due to T-Second. First of all, they do their development over in Burlingame, California, I think it's the and they needed to quickly transport petabytes of data from there to Las Vegas. So one of the first things we did was help them transport that data, physically move it. But the other thing is they needed a box that could hold that amount of data and also had a high enough performant infrastructure where we could deliver the 16K feature film. So we call this our most visible customer, but we're kind of proud of it. And there'll be the opening in Dubai also. So these are some of the integration challenges that we viewed with the idea of doing AI at the edge. And there's a lot of different challenges. Space, weight, and power is one of the first ones we introduced. And I'll talk to you about the size of those devices. But the other is security challenges. You know, how can you protect that data? Can you protect it physically, through software, through other things? Latency challenges, can you, if you're the box out there and suppose you're not connected to a network, you've got to be able to talk quickly with that box in whatever volumes you need. And then scalability, cost, and of course power consumptions. You talk to the tactical guys here, and they address the same kind of problems. Is it small enough? Does it use small amount of power, and is it powerful enough? I just had a conversation with the 6 from Indo-Pacom, and he said, look, my problem is they've given me a deployable node, and it's way too big. So that's one of the problems that we solve. So, again, this is breakthrough technology. I have a long history in this industry with companies like NetApp, EMC, Nutanix. All have a big play in the storage business. And when T-Second came to me and said, here's our technology. We're going to compress data like you've never seen before. So if you stop by our booth at 645, you can actually see the technology we're talking about. So we've got a 14-pound device this big that holds 1 petabyte of raw data. If you ran deduplication on that, you could take that up to as many as 8 petabytes. But that was our first product. It was a storage product that was denser than anything the market had seen. Then we decided to integrate 2 different ways, both vertically and horizontally. And by vertically, I mean we started to make smaller devices. And in fact, I thought this was kind of a show and tell. So we have the brick, which is our 14-pound device, that fits into a 4U tray. But then people said, we really need something that if it's going out in the field, it's got to be self-contained. So if you look at our booth, we've got a mini, it's an 11-pound device, and it has now storage up to a 0.5 petabyte of data. And then our horizontal integration, we actually put AI inferencing chips on there. We started with APUs, and now we put GPUs, NVIDIA chips in there as well. And we put 16 cores of ARM processor in there. All in one product, runs on a battery, take it, put it in a backpack, whatever you want to do with it. So we even went a little smaller than that. I thought this was kind of a show and tell. So this is our smallest product to date, the one I'm holding up. And in fact, I'll pass it around just so you can see this, if you like. Yeah. So your laptop holds what, 2 terabytes of data? This is 128 terabytes of data in that form factor. So that's 128 if it's pure storage. But if you also said, I want to collect that data and I also want to run AI processing on that, you can do that as well. So you see, we're taking things to a scale, by that I mean a small scale in terms of size, weight, and power that just isn't seen anywhere else in the industry. And a lot of people say, well, is this sort of like Snowball, Amazon Snowball? It is, but Amazon killed the Snowball because it was just too unwieldy, and these products are seen as a replacement for that technology. Any questions while I'm talking? Please feel free. So again, sort of the highlights of things that we think address particularly environments like COCOMs like Indo-Pacom have, is the idea that it's got to be ruggedized, it's got to meet all the shock, vibration, environmental conditions. It's got to be highly secure. By secure, I don't mean just software encryption. I mean also we can do hardware encryption. So that's double encryption, and we're taking this technology to GCFC or CSFC, and also tamper-proof. So if somebody were to cut this, you can hand that to Raj. Raj, could you grab that brick back? So, by the way, while I'm here, Raj Iyer, Dr. Iyer is our President of Government Markets and a former CIO of the Army. And he may come up and join me, we'll see. But then some of the other things I talked about, the high-speed fabric inside the box. So like one of our customers said, you know, we're filming out in the desert. We've got a whole lot of cameras, and they're all streaming into one technology. We can't build a computer room in the middle of the Chilean desert. We said, look, we can take care of that for you. We've got the technology to ingest it, and we've got the technology to keep it and protect it from the environment of the desert. So this is the kind of thing that we've actually been very involved in trials with the Army, getting so with the Navy, with the COCOMs, and even some DHS entities. So our value is not just in the hardware. The software is a full-fledged storage operating system as well. So it does everything. If you're familiar with storage technology, and you look at things like RAID levels. So we're RAID level 5 compliant, RAID level 6. We're a fully resilient storage operating system, even to the device that Raj has. If you hold that up again, Raj, the brick. This is the first, go ahead, Raj, you can say it, the first fault-tolerant 128-bit drive on the market today. So we're very proud of that. I think I've covered some of this other stuff. Again, as I said, we did vertical integration. So we started large, small, medium, then smaller. But then we said, let's also make this AI useful. So we added AI processing chips into all three of our platforms. And then actually, I think it was the Army who came to us first and said, that's fine, but we really need not just to run those models, not just to run AI inferencing, we also want to train the models. We said that takes NVIDIA GPUs. So we're an agile enough manufacturing company, we said, we'll do that. So now our mini product has both either APUs or GPUs, so we can fully train models out in the field. And it's all very high performance. And we run about 110, I think it is, open source AI models, but it's a bring your own fashion as well. You bring whatever you want, ChatGPT or Claude or anything else that you can think of, and we will run that on our technology. Along with this, the cores, if you've got some standard, just run-of-the-mill applications as well. So just if you care about the architecture, our product is known as, the product line is known as the Brick. So we've got the Brick Mini and the Brick Block, the one that Raj has. But this is just what the internals look like. And you can see that we look like network attached storage, but if you need us to look like S3 for Amazon or into Azure or GCP, we're compatible with that as well. So this is just a sort of a view of the marketplace here. Again, I think you can read that, but we're the ones that check the boxes, all this, and this is why the guys that are doing tactical deployments want us. And this is why we also partner with companies that say, like Dell, for instance, says, yeah, we don't have this in our product line, and it's a void we want to fill. So, any questions here at all? But the idea is that you can take this technology, put it in the field. If you have a network, that's great. We certainly can connect to any network you want. But if you don't, if you need to operate completely independent of a network and then maybe resync later, this is the technology that can do that. It's got the speed, it's got the storage density, it's got the security to do that.
Has it got an ATO?
Not yet. We're working on that. Certainly bringing in a friend of the Army has helped, and I think the Army will probably be the first one. Although the Navy's kind of close behind, the shutdown has affected us like everything else.
Yeah.
But we are involved in some of the DoD experiments. If you're familiar with T-Rex, the Undersecretary of Defense R&E that's going on out at Indiana Camp Atterbury, we've been there once and we'll be there for the next 2 times and hope to follow that on into the Philippines as well. So, and there's some other Talisman Sabre and other Gray Eagle things that we've been doing.
T-Rex the system or T-Rex an event?
The experiment, T-Rex the event. Yeah.
That was a Navy event, right?
Excuse me?
That was a Navy event, right?
No, I don't think so.
It's a joint thing, it connects all the way.
It's Undersecretary of Defense,
Oh, okay.
yeah, Research and Engineering. So yeah, they're the sponsor. Yeah. So again, this is the high level characteristics of our technology. It's AI, it's power efficient, it's got integrated storage, and it's got data mobility. We had one customer who they'll get to us, but they said, look, our requirement is we have to move 500 terabytes from a location overseas that we can't name, and we can't tell you whether the network's unavailable, untrusted, or just not fast enough. But we need to move that data fast. And this is an organization that's used to, in the past, courier information around. And they said, this is perfect technology. So in that case, they're not using our AI. They're just trying to move a lot of data. And the idea is they pick that data up and then move it back to an AI, to an analytical center and do the processing on it. Again, this is just showing the different levels of the technology. This is the Mini, which is a 0.5 terabyte, 11 pounds. And then I've already made this claim. This is the one that we physically have with us. But all these technologies, by the way, are down in our booth. So it's all real world stuff and being deployed and that sort of thing. There's Raj, you want to talk this one? All right, I got it. So we are also engaged in the early stage of designing a CMOS. You can see that up there, the C5ISR modular open source stuff that could fit, say, on the side of a Stryker vehicle or something like that. But the idea is that the slot's VPX compatible, so you can put any technology in that, and we can still run our storage and our storage software on there. But this, if you're familiar with MOSA and SOSA and all that stuff, this is what well, I thought just the Army was looking for it, but all the services. Go ahead, please.
Oh, no.
Oh, I thought you were raising your hand. Oh, okay, all right. So anyway, again, this is the idea is that, you see, you use this on a tactical vehicle, and it fits the requirements and the standards necessary for that kind of ruggedized mission. And I guess this gets into, we can be managed via AWS System Manager. In fact, we have a tight partnership with AWS, available on their marketplace. And it's not just a partnership, they are a customer as well. And we're pretty close to the end here. So, and you know, like a lot of technology, it's a CapEx and an OpEx model. So you can purchase this product from us. You can also lease it as a service. In fact, we had an arrangement with Equinix where you could actually use their data centers and such. But this is the idea, is that we're moving decision-making out to the tactical edge. Because, you know, there's a lot of sharp service people out there these days that know how to use AI. They grew up in the digital world, and they say, look, I need this capability out where I am, not back at some other level. So, yeah, this talks about some of the experiments that we've been on, Talisman Sabre and T-Rex. We can make these slides available to anybody who needs them. But again, and just looking at the use case, the idea, I mentioned this a little bit, data capture and air gap movement from one location to another. We have people even talking to us about just cloud migration. We good? More of the defense use cases. We're actually in talks with a lot of people, even here at this show, about the NGC2 ConOps and how we fit in there as well. And that's it. So I thought I'd try and finish time. Is that good, Paul? Any questions? Well, thank you for coming then. And if you want a card, I've got plenty of business cards. So thanks very much.